souls, it's Tan here today with another astrology video in our Venus series, and today we're going to do the Venus in Pisces. So I've made a Venus introduction video, links up above and the description box below. You can watch that one and then come back and watch this video to kind of get an idea about what Venus is actually doing in your chart. So yes, if you have a Venus in Pisces, you could have your sun in Pisces, Aries, Taurus, Aquarius, or Capricorn. You can't have your sun in any other sign of the zodiac because Venus doesn't move more than 2 signs away from the sun. So I'm going to divide this video into 4 parts. So it's going to be, the first part will be about the style of clothing or mannerisms of the Venus in Pisces, followed by the seduction style of this Venus sign, followed by what they're attracted to, and ending it off with the relationship or the love style of the Venus in Pisces. So now, if you're watching this and you're a straight woman, the parts that will apply to you will be the style of clothing and mannerisms, the seduction style, and the relationship style, so 3 parts. If you're a gay woman, the parts that apply to you will be the clothing style and mannerisms, as well as the seduction, all of them actually. All 4 parts will apply to you. If you are a straight man, the parts that will apply to you will be the relationship style and what you're attracted to in another person. And if you're a gay man, the parts that will apply to you will be the relationship style and partially the seduction style. Okay, so let's get started. These Venus and Pisces women have a very sweet nature about them. They appear very gentle, very sweet, and they can really pull off things like pastel colors, glitter, sparkles, you know, floral outfits, floral patterns, you know, whites and light pink and light blue and light yellow, you know, think of like really super ultra feminine. They're probably the most ultra feminine Venus sign of all the zodiac, all right? Now, the other way that this could play out is a totally messy, artsy kind of way of dressing and mannerisms, like Drew Barrymore. She has the more artsy kind of way about her, whereas someone like Dakota Fanning, who is a Pisces Sun and Pisces Venus, she has the more soft, sweet look about her. But also Drew Barrymore is a Pisces and Pisces rising, but so there's like 2 ways that this could go. Yes, but yes, still there, even though she might appear artsy and messy, there's still a style that she has within her. A majority of them will have it almost like a look that is not of this world, even though they could be, you know, a Capricorn sun like Zooey Deschanel, you know, yes, she will appear to be more grounded, but yet you still have the sense where there's something dreamy about her, something angelic, mermaid-like, a princess-like, a fairy tale creature-ish kind of a vibe about her. Yet she will appear to be mysterious, like you can't really touch, like you've seen her in your fantasy, in like a fantasy movie, and she's very hard to grasp and to touch. Something ethereal about her. They hold themselves with gentility and refinement, and yeah, and the sweetness of a really feminine woman. So now when it comes to the seduction style of the Venus in Pisces, you don't really do so much in terms of seduction, because what this aura, if you have this Venus sign, the aura that you're given off is one of projection. So when people look at you, they are able to project their idealistic dreams and fantasies of romance and love onto you. Even though you might not be like that at all. Even though that, you know, you might not have a different idea of romance from the person that you're with, but when they see you, they're seeing their own version of romance because the Venus in Pisces is unconsciously the master of illusion, and you embody the totality of the feminine principle. So therefore, when someone is looking at you, They can see all feminine principles, and then they can choose the one that they feel is closest to what they want, what they love, what they find romantic in a person, even though you might not identify with all those romantic feminine principles. So basically, you with the Venus in Pisces can kind of appeal to the collective and the universal ideas of love and romance. On a different note, you could be drawn to this woman because of her, like I mentioned before, sweet and gentle aura. There's a certain aloofness and fragility about her that makes you feel like you want to protect her and take care of her. Bring out her shy, because she will appear to be a little bit shy, and you want to bring out her shy love nature. So she will seem very enigmatic. That makes you think, you know, what is up with this woman? But mainly, this is a very passive Venus sign, so it's almost like she doesn't have to do very much and just be, and people will be naturally drawn to her for the reasons that I mentioned earlier. So if you have this Venus sign, what you're going to be attracted to, okay, is the celebrities that I've shown you earlier, those kinds of clothing styles and mannerisms. Like I mentioned, someone that it's easy for you to project your romantic fantasies on. And usually if you're attracted to this woman, you probably have a lot of romantic fantasies already. You probably dream and think a lot about romance, so then when you meet her, it's like, yeah, she's the one, kind of a vibe. You know, think about Ed Sheeran. Ed Sheeran's got a Venus in Pisces, and his music can appeal to most people's love nature because it's universal and it has this collective appeal, a collective love appeal to it. And that's why, you know, he's like the father of love songs nowadays. Yes, you're gonna be attracted to a more passive woman. She's sweet, maybe she's a little bit shy, and she has this fragility about her. You would like it if she's a really good listener and she's compassionate and she helps you with your problems and she's there for you. You like that. You don't mind if she cries a lot, maybe, because then you can kind of hold her and make her feel loved and stuff. Artistic qualities is also something that you find attractive in another person. You know, if they have some creativity about them, some musical abilities, things like that. Or just an appreciation for music and to have a bit of an aesthetic sense about her. You would like that. Yes, and if she's a little bit confused with life or she's a little bit messy and stuff, you kind of also might be attracted to that because you can kind of help her out and feel like, you know, feel like you're able to give that love to someone who really needs it. Now when it comes to the relationship or the love style of the Venus in Pisces, this, you know, Pisces is ruled by Neptune and Jupiter, so I'm really sorry to say this, but it's a hard place to be having Venus. Although Venus is exalted, it's considered traditionally exalted in Pisces, which means it does very well in Pisces, but it comes with a price because Neptune is the planet of illusions. So Neptune is like, and Pisces is like this drug. Because if you think about love, if you think about falling in love, and this is probably why Venus is exalted in Pisces, the process of falling in love has a lot to do with your hormones. And hence, people get love mixed with infatuation. And because Neptune is the planet of illusions, a lot of Venus and Pisces can fall in love real fast, but they're actually infatuated with their object of affection. There will be this sense when you first fall in love of this intensity, yet kind of a blurriness and confusion with the way that you feel and why you're feeling this way towards someone, but it will be very strong, very intense. And you want to keep this feeling going because it's kind of like a drug. This is because of the release of oxytocin and dopamine that's actually going on with the infatuation process. So unconsciously, you love the idea of love. And this Venus placement has the ability to go from immaturely selfish to maturely selfless. So at first, it can seem like you just want to love because you want to feel the love. And that's the kind of more negative, or shall we say self-centered aspect of this Venus placement, but it is unconscious, all right? It's very unconscious. So because you want to feel the feeling of being in love makes you engage and get into a relationship with someone because you want to feel the feeling of being in love. So this Venus placement puts you into a kind of test, and this test will come out in the form of disappointment after the infatuation process wears off. And this can kind of be even more extreme if Venus is in, if you have like a Venus in Pisces and it's in like your 12th house, 8th house, in aspect to Neptune or Pluto, or even if you don't have Venus in Pisces, but like your Venus is in the 12th house, 8th house in aspect to Neptune or Pluto, this can also work. This will also happen to you. So the disappointment comes when the infatuation wears off, and then you're being tested now to see if you can stick with that partner or not. So usually if you know, maybe like make this, you splash some Virgo in there. So you kind of like maybe make a list of what you actually like about this person and what you actually don't like about this person. It will give you a clearer sense of who the person you're falling in love really is. That's a very Virgo thing, right? Like making a list. But that's gonna help you a lot, so you can see whether, yes, do you still want to pursue with this person or should you let them go. With maturity, you learn that love has a time frame. It takes time to really know for love to really flourish. It's like you're watering a plant and it slowly grows. It's not that boom, boom, boom infatuation stage. So when you mature, you can become one of the best lovers out there because now you've become the exalted Venus in Pisces. You can love unconditionally, all right? You can be with somebody and be so compassionate that you can feel their pain, and therefore you stick with them through the thick and thin, and you can be really good in crisis situations with a partner. Like if they're going through something really rough, you can really stick with them and be that almost like that calming, wise presence for them. Still, even if that does happen, a lot of times you'll find that you still have to sacrifice something a lot. That's the thing with this Venus placement, is that it comes with sacrifice, you know, to prove that love. Like for example, maybe your partner gets really sick and then you have to really sacrifice your time and energy to maybe money to take care of them. Or maybe they have to move away and you have to sacrifice, you know, seeing them all the time, spending a lot of time with them. There can be a certain sense of loneliness that comes with that sacrifice, but it's all a test of true love. This Venus sign can heal you, and that's what I really love about this Venus placement, is that they understand deeply your hurts and your pains and your wants and your desires, and they can spiritually heal you just by being with you, being there for you, and by understanding you, like really understanding you. And sometimes when you're in a relationship with someone, that's all you really want. You just want someone who really understands you and not kind of like fake around and things, right? And the Venus in Pisces really does get it. Yes, of course, they're gonna be very romantic with you. They would, you know, buy you gifts. They would spend time with you in nature, create this kind of dreamy, romantic vibes with you throughout the relationship. You almost feel like you've got an angel who's come into your life to heal you and give you some love and romance, true love and romance. So that's my take on the Venus in Pisces. If you have this Venus placement, then comment below what your experiences have been. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button below if you haven't. If you've already subscribed, then thank you very much for coming along with us on these astrology growth journeys, learning, growing together, and having better relationships with the people around us. I'll see you soon, guys. Bye!